Classpad.net, and today I'm going to show you how to create a movable line, which is something that we like to do when we are plotting data and trying to figure out if there's a relationship, those types of things. So what I have here in front of me is I already have a table set up, time, distance, and this basically represents a family that's traveling, the hours they've traveled, and how far away they are at each hour from their final destination. So the first thing you'd want to do is create a scatter plot. So to do that on Classpad.net, you just highlight both your columns in the order, so X first, then Y, and I'm going to hit a scatter plot. So now you'll see that I have created a scatter plot. Looks like it has a relationship that might be linear, right? Not exactly in a line, but pretty close. So how do I create a line of fit where I can kind of test what equation might represent this data the best? So what you're going to do is in these other columns here, we're going to create points, right? So a movable line needs 2 points, so I'm going to create those 2 points. So I'm going to call first one A, and let's just randomly make up some points we know that are going to be on the line. So 1 and 50, and I'm just doing this based on my scale over here. I could do whatever I want. So let's do 3 and maybe 250, right? So, and I'm going to call this the Y values Y. So I have these 2 points. I have to plot them. So again, I'm going to select my X or my A and then my B and do another scatter plot. These points are going to show up in a different color on the same graph, right? So there they are. And what I want to do is create that line that's between them. So let's go back. This is a great exercise for students to really practice writing equations of lines for 2 points, right? So I want the equation that's going to go through these 2 points, and I can move these 2 points. Watch what happens if I move them. And let's put it back on a nice number there. It changes in the table, and it's there as well. Up here I see the coordinates. So let's create the equation of the line that's going through these 2 points, and let's make it match the color. So we're going to do red. So what is the equation of the line? Well, I have 2 points, so I'm going to use the point slope form. So we know that that's y minus b, or in this case the y value, equals the slope of that line times x minus the a value, the x. So let's do that, except this time, because we want to be able to graph it, we have to, in a sense, move that b, y minus b, over to the other side, so it's going to be a plus b. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing point slope form, but in my y equals. So what is the slope? Well, let's think about it. The slope is the difference in the y, so I've got this b, the difference. So we're going to identify those as b, and the first one is 2, so I'm going to do the 250. I could do the 1, but I like to do the 2 because that's sort of what we tend to do in our class. So I'm identifying the values of the second b value minus the first b value is what I'm doing. Now I'm going to do here the difference of the a's. So same thing, I'm going to use my notation here to show the difference of the a. So this is just identifying the slope of that line wherever those 2 a and b points are, okay? So that's all I've done is identify my slope. Now I'm going to obviously multiply by my x value, but I'm going to be using the point. So I can pick either one of these points, 1, 100 or 3, 250. I'm just going to pick the first one. So I'm going to subtract a and the first value of a. And remember, on the other side, it should be y minus b, but I moved the b over to this side, so now it's a plus b, and it's going to make sure we want to have the b from the same value, so I'm going to use that 1. So I have created my equations. I'm going to plot it. Let's make this so you can see what I've done. So notice now, if I did it right, I should have a line going through those 2 points. So I now have a movable line, and as I move the points, the line will go with it. Now there's a little bit of a delay as you move the points especially because we have big numbers, for the line to catch up. But obviously right now my line's going in the wrong direction. This is a positive change in rate. I need a decreasing change, so I can move either one, but let's move this point, and let's just move it up here. Sorry, I grabbed my graph instead of my point. So watch what happens. The line will adjust, and so obviously it's going in the right direction now, but it's not off. So I can move it down, and I can try to make a line that fits pretty well. I'm a little off, right? We could just randomly pick 2 points, but here's the great thing: the students can explore and figure out what is that best line of fit, and now we can go back to this equation, and we could even add in, this one might be a good line of fit, and we could actually, what is the final equation I've come up with? Now let's use those values that are here and create a different line using the actual values, the actual slope. I could calculate them. So pretty easy. You're just basically creating an A, B, you can call those whatever you want, X, Y, whatever. I like to use something different than X and Y, but you're creating 2 points. You're finding the slope using the point slope form of the equation to create that equation, and then as you move the points, the line will also move, and you can really play around with exploring lines of fit with lots of different types of data. So that's the basics of how to do that. Have fun exploring.